This is the Daily Market Comment by Rafi Boyadjian. I'm Maria Pashrudes. Thanks for joining us at XM.com. The Reserve Bank of Australia caught markets off guard for a second straight meeting on Tuesday, hiking the cash rate to a new decade high of 4.10%. The decision comes after inflation in Australia began to creep up again in April, underlining the difficult battle central banks face in containing spiraling prices. Although there had been some expectations that the RBA would raise rates again, most investors thought that policymakers would take another pause in June, so soon after May's hike. But the RBA isn't done yet, as the statement flagged some further tightening. The Australian dollar hit a 3-week high immediately after the decision. The Canadian dollar is also riding on the back of the Aussie's boost, as investors are upping their bets that the Bank of Canada might follow in the RBA's footsteps on Wednesday to raise its overnight rate. With other central banks being forced to unpause, Fed officials have been careful to describe a potential pause in June as skipping a rate hike to avoid sending a signal to the markets that the tightening cycle is over. However, whilst there's still a sizable probability of a rate rise in July, those odds have started to diminish following the weaker-than-expected ISM non-manufacturing PMI yesterday. With no other major data releases or Fed speakers on the agenda for the remainder of the week, the US dollar doesn't have a lot going for it, although it has managed to come off earlier session lows. Overall, markets appear to be in wait-and-see mode, not just ahead of next week's US CPI numbers and Fed policy decision, but also because as we move into the second half of 2023, investors remain none the wiser about where interest rates will peak and if there's going to be a recession or not. U.S. equities closed lower on Monday and futures are flat amid the absence of major drivers. Even shares in Asia struggled, possibly due to growing reports that China is in the midst of a new COVID wave, and this could be holding back risk appetite as well as weighing on oil demand. Oil futures are trading about 2% lower today, more than reversing Monday's gains after OPEC Plus announced a surprise cut in output. This is today's Daily Market Comment. Thanks for joining us at XM.com.